Today we're going to break down the summer update, talk about suggestions, what can be coming, and what will actually be added, and when it's going to be added, all that type of stuff. So if you're new here, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 100K as fast as possible, actually, because we are very, very close. Also, don't mind my face. I was from another video. I'm not sad. I'm sorry for the flash. If this is a little too bright for you, I'm sorry. But here's how the video is going to be break down. So I'm going to talk about the timing of the summer update, what we actually know, and then I'm going to talk about predictions that I have. And we're going to throw in some wild card predictions, so what could be added, maybe some crazy ones. And then we're just going to go through PRC suggestions and see if I missed anything, see if people are suggesting anything good. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. So timing is kind of a really difficult topic to talk about with the summer update because PRC has been getting very bad with their timing recently. I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, lots of late night updates. I mean, we've even had some delays, so it's been a little crazy, but we're approaching those weeks. And I think as of you're seeing this, hopefully it's the 22nd. So I think we're in that 2-week range of the summer update. Like, we are very close. It just doesn't seem like it because they haven't teased anything. Without teasers, you can't really build no hype. So I assume there's going to be a teaser sometime this week. And, we're just going to have to wait for that and stuff like that. But we're in that 2-week time frame. All right, here's what I mean by that. So today's the 22nd, right? This whole week, I think, is going to be... There's going to have to be a teaser coming out sometime this week. Unless PRC releases their summer update on, like, the 5th or 6th. Like, I don't think... I mean, not 5th or 6th. Like, 12th or 13th, maybe. Like, I don't know. I really hope that doesn't happen because that's kind of late, if we're being honest. And so I'm predicting the update to come out the 6th. Because I don't think it's going to be ready for this weekend. And this weekend is just enough time for it to be pretty close to what we've gotten in the previous years and stuff. So that's what I'm predicting. Let me know what you guys predict the day of the summer update is going to be. I mean, today, last year, was literally the day that this came out. So I'm really hoping after I post this video, a teaser doesn't come out because I would actually be really, really angry. I'm not gonna lie, I would be really mad. But according to our calendar, the 3-part summer update, so the 22nd, and then coming soon, that's coming soon on the 18th. So at least it got started on the 18th, and then working on some final tweaks, and then boom, it came out on the 30th, right, at 9 o'clock, unfortunately. But the 30th is a week away, 8 days away, yeah, 8 days away. So, but I don't think it's going to come out on this weekend. So I think it's going to come out the first weekend of July. Anyway, let's move on to what we already know. And I think what we know is that the fire department is getting a revamp. Like, I don't think that's a hint by now. Every other YouTuber has said it, so I'm not going to really go into detail about that. But I think we can expect that as, like, if they're doing multiple parts, one whole part of the summer update. Now, I don't exactly know what's going to come in the revamp. Maybe a lot of more vehicles. Some, I was actually thinking, I don't think anybody has talked about this. Where is it? AI calls, right? I can't find the AI. Right here. More AI calls for FD. Like, in general, FD needs more AI calls because it would be more interactive. You could add some more AI calls with the new vehicles. Some new calls to respond to, which obviously all of them are AI, but major server calls as well, and just more things to do to grind on FD and not get bored. Maybe you can make the station more interactive. I honestly don't know, because I'm not a fire expert, what we would need or what we would want in an FD update. That's for you guys to tell me. All I know is that a major overhaul will be happening. Now, we've seen a bunch of leaks go around as well, like a bunch of leaks about FD cars. I'm not going to show them just for PRC's sake, but I'm not going to show the leaks. You guys can find the leaks if you want to, but there's also Photoshops as well. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that can come, and most of them are vehicles, but You know, there's a bunch of other things as well. And we're approaching this little area here, right? I don't know if you guys remember the apartment that was added here. Now, Maple County just added apartments. If you don't watch my Maple County content, Maple County literally added skyrise apartments. Like a building like this, but 3 times as tall, right? You'd be able to like, it's probably like, this tall, right? You just sit up here, look at the whole map, and it was like a skyrise VIP apartment basically. And you'd be able to rent one. And you know, that's a cool concept. If ERLC ever wanted to follow that, you can make this building like this. We would have to have a parking lot, a bigger parking lot than this, of course. Maybe you demolish these buildings, add this a parking lot here, and then your apartment building, or maybe even an underground parking garage, and then you can rent your apartment, go in. It'd be very cool. Like that'd be a very cool update in itself, right? Lots of stuff to do. So that would be nice. But we know that building exists, so hopefully it does get added. Now, that's kind of everything we know for the most part, right? Now, I'm going to talk about something that everybody wants, which is boats. So, if we come up here, like, I think ERLC could definitely fit boats into the game. Like, even if you just add, like, one little tiny small boat and maybe, like, a yacht or something, I think PRC could definitely work with the water space that they have. Now, I suggested this literally a whole bunch of times, literally last year, for them to remove the surrounding mountains and add an ocean. Maple County did that, and they added boats, and it works perfectly. And obviously, ERLC can't do that now, or else they'll be considered copying. But, you know, it was a great idea. And now I just suggest, like, I mean, there's a whole bunch of space. Like, it'll be a thing where people get bored after a few days using boats. But, like, it'll be a thing that never goes away. And, I mean, you have this big lake, and then you have the river, which we can't access that anyway. So maybe they'd have to do something with this dam. I don't really know what they're going to do. Especially, and are the water levels uneven? No, they're even. I don't know. They can add boats. Like, it's a possibility. It's not like a complete no. I mean, we've seen them add a bunch of stuff that they said no to before. I think boats are something that they can add, even if it's just something small like this. They can definitely do it. And then another thing that I think everybody wants, and I think PRC knows this, they definitely know it, is new SWAT gear. If I go to gear, right, this SWAT vest is a 2016 model. Like, that's what it reminds me of. And I mean, the helmet is pretty cool, but it's nothing like special, right? And everybody wants new SWAT gear. I mean, it's not that hard to pay a modeler new SWAT gear and then put it in, right? That's just my opinion, right? You know, it's a little harder than everybody thinks, but new SWAT gear, not that hard to add, and everybody wants it. So I think that could be a little tiny small part of an update. Anyway, we're down in Springfield. Let's move to predictions now. I think this store is going to come to life. You know, I hope this store comes to life. The dollar store be very cool. Would be very cool. And then I also think that we're going to have some sort of delivery system incorporated, and I just went around the thing on accident. Is it on this side or is it on the other side? So it is on the other side. You know, we have all these businesses, right? And there has to be like a supplier, right? Like, it's not going to be semi-trucks, but there's this thing in the city as well. They can do something with this. Like, whether it's like an Amazon type of business, they should do something like this. Like, post office is one thing because that's mail. But if you add delivery services, I think that adds a whole new job. Like, it's going to be similar to the mail job, of course, and I think that's the argument. But it should be different enough to where people can enjoy. Like, if I get a shipment from here, right, I can go all the way to what? The cafe and deliver, right? If I get a shipment from here, where this factory place is, I can come up to Rick and John's and the bakery and make deliveries. If I get it delivered from here, I can go up to Gaz and go and make deliveries. Like, and I can do it to make money, right? There's not, and then even if like ERLC adds more businesses, like that job itself can expand. Like, say they make the dollar store come to life. They can make the dollar store become one of those businesses. And I mean, even if we go on our phone, like, we have an app here that you can rate all these businesses that aren't even to life. Like Chinatown. Chinatown has one little tiny store. What am I going to go in there, buy a dragon, rate it a 5-star? Okay. I'll rate that a 5-star. And, oh, the police department's rated a 2-star. Ooh. Well, Gadget Shack is a business. Family Jewels is a business. Like, there's a lot of businesses that we forget about as well. Like, all of these businesses can make deliveries. I mean, maybe less to the departments. I mean, but even then, like, car dealer, the dealership. Even, I mean, they have AI people now. You can maybe you can transport some cars, but then again, that's a semi-truck work, so I don't really know. The news, equipment, Three Guys Food, like all these businesses. Even the country market, like that could be open as well. Like all these businesses, I think this summer update is going to have a bunch of stuff to do with businesses. And I don't know if that's a wild card, but businesses is something we've been talking about for so long. Especially me, I'm a big advocate for that. I want businesses, and I think businesses will transform civilian life and roleplay in the game. Like, that's just me. I think there's so much opportunity if you just keep expanding businesses, keep expanding jobs, and have more places to roleplay in. You have more stuff to do on civilian. Like, there's a whole bunch. Like, even if this building here gets turned into some small bank, right? I mean, that'd be cool. We've seen small banks in GTA before, right? The small banks in, like, Sandy Shores or something. There's enough in here to have, like, a small, local little Springfield bank. You know, I mean, they have an ATM for a reason. I mean, maybe there's no robbery here, but you can rob cash registers or something. But even just an interior would be nice. You know, we have all these buildings without interiors. This. Could all be added to. Businesses. Like, I'm going to say that word a lot, but let me know if you guys agree. I think it could be a big update for businesses, and I think it would transform the game. I think it would be fun. I don't think it would be an update that people won't enjoy. Anyway, let's move on from the businesses, okay? Now, let's move up, though. Obviously, okay, no, that's a business, but I'm not going to talk about it. The sheriff station. People want a sheriff station revamp. Personally, I think the sheriff station's nice. It's just too small. Maybe cut some of this land down here and expand it. Give it some of the stuff that the police station has, and I think it'll be good. Like, it could be a 1-story, but give it, like, some holding cells. Give it, like, some more offices. Stuff like that, and I think it'd make it nice. Like, it doesn't have to be a complete remodel. It just has to be bigger. Bigger, yeah. And I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. And, you know, I think it would transform sheriff life as well, because you can't take people to the sheriff station and hold them, even though I do in my role plays, you know. But that's besides the point. And then we're heading down to the highway because of High Rock Park. Let's just jump this. Oh, best driver in the game. High Rock Park. Got to do something with this district office. All right, got to do something. You know, maybe if, like, we've seen people say that you should add, like, this office here could be for a custom job. I don't really think it'll add up to that. I don't think PRC is going to do that. But what I do think they can do is allow for some customization here. Like, maybe not a new job, but, like, maybe you can edit this logo and call in roleplay. You can edit this logo. Maybe we can do park rangers, and then the sheriff team park rangers can come down here. I mean, that's what it is, though. High Rock Park Rangers. But, like, if you're not doing park rangers, maybe you can do a security unit. Maybe like a store, like a wilderness store. I don't know. I think there's a lot of creations you can do with it. But not even just this place alone. High Rock Park in general should get an update. Like, I think there should be more to High Rock Park. I feel like High Rock Park's a little too open. And I don't know if you guys ever played Leon County before, but they have such a dense park system. Bunch of water, bunch of trees, and just bigger. Like, I think they should expand on it. Like, I think this High Rock Park is just made of up of a bunch of trails going into a mountain. I think they should definitely expand on some more flat land and add some more camping sites, tents, well, other stuff like that. And, because High Rock Park's pretty boring sometimes, I will say. Maybe you can add fishing spots up here. Instead of having to go to the lake all the time for fishing, you should be able to fish up here because many people do it. Maybe you should add like a little store for hunting. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can add to High Rock Park. And I think High Rock Park update is definitely possible. Definitely possible. And with that, I think that'll be itself would be a pretty cool summer update. FD update, businesses update, and High Rock Park update. Like, I think maybe we could get a little bit more than that. But if we got that within 2 parts of a summer update, that is golden for me. That's my opinion. Maybe not yours, but... Oh, and the SWAT stuff. Just the minor changes like that. I think that's golden. So I saw these 2 suggestions here, and I forgot about this completely. I want stuff to grind for. Alright? I don't stress that enough. I want stuff to grind for. I want a $30 million car that I can grind money for. Like, I think there's nothing to grind for at the moment. Yeah, you can grind for commander rank. It's cool and all. Doesn't really give you too much benefits. But like, if there's a $30 million car, who do you know is going to own that $30 million car? People who grind or people who spend hundreds of dollars to get it? That's why it's so exclusive. If they add something like that. Now, I'm not saying they should add one car that's $30 million that isn't worth it. But like, this guy wants a Mercedes CLS AMG. I mean, that car's not going to be too expensive, but put the price up there. It doesn't have to be a realistic price because, again, it's ERLC and, we want stuff to grind for. Revamp the Bugatti. Maybe just add a new Bugatti and make it $5 million. And then add something else, make it $10 million. Like, stuff like that would be nice. Like, I would really love to see more stuff to grind for. Anyway, we're going to move on to some suggestions. So, build and improvements. Improve roads. Yes, I agree. I agree with this one. You get this turn lane, get this turn lane. Like, I feel like there's too many barriers in between. River City Hall, I don't like that. Maybe, that building fits. That's a pretty cool suggestion, but personally, I'm not a fan of it. No to a roundabout. I don't like roundabouts. This is not... Okay, wait, I was going to say this is not the United Kingdom, but we have a roundabouts in America, but like, nobody likes roundabouts. No to roundabouts. Nobody likes roundabouts. I'm going to get flamed in the comments for that, but like, seriously, I don't want a roundabout, okay? That's my opinion. Maybe you want a roundabout, but I don't want a roundabout. Yeah, like I said, add a bank would be nice. Even just improvements like Bank of River City and then add some logos here. Add the sign there. That's just general map improvements that we would like to see. Haha, the apartments. Yeah, add that back. This guy, sheesh, no map expansion. Guys, we're not getting a map expansion this year. We're not getting planes this year. We're not getting semi-trucks this year. I think we can all settle on that. Add some new rims. Dude, rims would be so cool. Adding some car customization would be so nice. Which is why I didn't talk about car customization earlier, is because I don't think we have enough. Like, we saw interiors leaked, right? And I was going to talk about interiors when I brought up what we already know about the updates. But I don't think interiors realistically are going to come to the game. And I really think car interiors and car customization this year is a long shot. Maybe. There's a chance. I think an FD update and car customization would be cool, but I don't think we're ready for car customization. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me. That's just my opinion. But I think everything I talked about was a little more realistic than car customization and interiors at the moment. Would love a BMW M3, honestly. Cuff someone on the ground while they are dead. I love that idea. That's, because in real life, after you shoot somebody, maybe sometime... Okay, no, I'm not even gonna... I just think this is a good idea. Which, I don't know why so many people are downvoting it, but, I'm just saying, I do it in LSPDFR all the time, but... Revamp the sheriff's office and the jail? Sure. This vehicle is disgusting. Sorry, I'm not a fan of it. But, I mean, it would be cool. It has a lot of features, but I'm just not a fan of the look. Is this like a European vehicle? Let me know. Oh gosh, I don't know what this guy thinks PRC is capable of. I mean they're capable of a lot, but like this, 4 new towns, 2 wildland stations, state police station. All right, I'm not even gonna read this anymore. Lambo to the firefighter team. Right. Motorcycles. I forgot about motorcycles. Motorcycles to the game would be so nice. So nice to have motorcycles. So nice. So nice. And I'm sorry I didn't talk about this earlier. Like, I think motorcycles would be so nice. Now, if you're still watching, 20 minutes later, you'll know now I talked about motorcycles, and motorcycles is definitely a prediction that I want to add to earlier's predictions of stuff that will actually come to the game. Motorcycles. I think it's definitely a huge possibility. Everybody wants them, and PRC could definitely add them. I mean, they added ATVs, so motorcycles, definitely a possibility. This is such a lie. I've played ERLC every day just for the last 7 days. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. If you're still watching by the end, I touched on most of the topics, if not all the topics that are realistic and possible for the summer update, and I think we covered a lot of things today. So I really want to read your comments, and I really want to hear your predictions. Should expect a teaser soon, and I will be covering it, so make sure you turn on those notifications and subscribe because we're so close to 100K. But other than that, I'll see you all next video.